Okay, so it looks like the Eagles' offense is about to get even scarier as they just got some much-needed news regarding one of their biggest weapons, and it seems like he's about to give the offense a major boost. Meanwhile, despite all the Birds' recent success, quarterback Jalen Hurts continues to get criticized by the national media, but Saquon Barkley isn't buying it, as he just defended Hurts from the critics while also making a case for QB1 to be the MVP. Also, the Eagles just made another interesting roster move, while Vic Fangio had a pretty honest assessment of the rookie Jalyx Hunt, and several guys just previewed the matchup with the Panthers, so we're going to talk about that and all the other latest Eagles news starting right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Philly Fan 21 channel. If you're new, I'm Evan and I cover all things Philadelphia Eagles. And let's start this off by giving some credit to a guy who doesn't really get much love usually, as well obviously everyone wants to talk about Saquon Barkley or AJ Brown or the Eagles' vaunted defense. It was actually the punter, Braden Mann, who won a major award this week, as he was just named the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week for what he did against the Ravens, as he averaged over 50 yards per punt on 6 attempts, while downing 5 of them inside the 20-yard line and 2 of them inside the 5, so it was definitely an impressive performance by the punter, and drop a like down below for him winning this award. But now, somebody who has already won a lot of Player of the Week awards this year and could very well be on his way to an MVP award is Saquon Barkley, and he actually currently has the second best odds to win the award on most sports books, so as much of an insane concept as it may be in 2024 for a running back to win MVP, it looks like there's a real chance that it could happen. However, like I talked about a couple days ago, there is another guy on the Eagles that has quietly built an MVP case of his own, and that's quarterback Jalen Hurts. And while I definitely don't think that he has a good enough case to actually win the award, if you just go by his numbers and team success, he definitely deserves to be in the conversation. I mean, like I highlighted on Tuesday, just look at his stats up against the MVP favorite Josh Allen. Like, their numbers look pretty similar, so again, I definitely think he deserves to be in that conversation. However, the crazy thing is, even with that, there are still people that refuse to stop criticizing and hating on Jalen Hurts. With the most recent example being some comments from FS1's Emmanuel Acho, who on a recent episode of The Facility had the audacity to say that the Eagles must be hiding something with Jalen Hurts due to his lack of passing attempts.
Because I think the Eagles are hiding something. The Eagles are hiding something.
What?
Clearly they are hiding. I don't remember what it is anymore.
You want to hate.
What are they hiding? Clearly they are hiding something, because why does he only pass the ball 19 times a game? Like, if you 250 bucks.
What you want? You want 30 passes a game? That's what you want?
No, I'm curious as to what in the world are they hiding? Clearly, the Eagles don't have full confidence in Jalen Hurts because they don't give Jalen Hurts the ball that much.
Come on, dude. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's just the ultimate hater thing to say from Acho there. I mean, the Eagles have a running back who is currently on pace to break Eric Dickerson's NFL record for the most rushing yards in a single season, and they have the #1 running offense in football. So they've clearly found something that works for them, and they've established an identity, so why wouldn't they run it as much as they have? Plus, the Eagles really haven't been in many situations where they have to throw the ball in the fourth quarter, so that's another reason for the reduced passing attempts. But no, let's still come at the quarterback once again and invent a scenario in our minds where the lack of passing attempts is because the Eagles are hiding something about Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's just crazy. And this isn't the only instance of Hurts hate recently, as Chase Daniel is out here saying that the Eagles aren't in the Lions tier simply because Jalen Hurts isn't as good as Jared Goff, despite the fact that Hurts has more total touchdowns than Goff and less turnovers. Like, it just makes no sense. And it doesn't seem to make any sense to Saquon Barkley either, as he thinks that QB1 belongs in the MVP conversation.
He's a very smart player. I don't think we give him a lot of credit for that. I think we do, but from outside perspective, he's a really smart player. He's been doing a really good job taking the ball, putting us in positions to win football games. And I was talking about the other day with my family. I don't really know how to explain it, but like, he has it. Like, the it factor, like, to win football games, like, he has that. You can't coach that. It's hard to find, and I'm happy that I'm part of his team.
Why do you think, like, there's so much questioning of him despite his record?
I don't know. That's probably a question for everyone else. I don't. What's being carried? I mean, like, we'll make an argument. You can make an argument. I know I'm getting MVP chance, but you can make an argument he's in the same boat. Especially how it's really much a quarterback award. And the guys who's being mentioned with, I think he should be right up there with him. One of the best teams, and his stats matches it too. So I don't know why. I don't know why people have the idea of him. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games, and people can say whatever they want to say, but like I said, he has the it factor. He has that winning mentality, and I'm happy to be a part of his team.
You gotta love Barkley going to bat for his QB and defending him like that, and I also definitely agree with him that Jalen has it, whatever it is, because he just always seems to find himself winning games. Like, he's 10-2 or better in the past 3 years he's been a starter. He's been to the Super Bowl where he had a historic game, and he has a very real chance to go back this year. So regardless of what all these critics are saying, that's the stuff that really matters at the end of the day, because winning is always the most important thing, and Jalen Hurts does a lot of that. And Hurts and the Eagles are going to be looking to continue their win streak this week against the Carolina Panthers, who, like I talked about in my last video, despite their 3-9 record, have been playing some very good football on both sides of the ball recently over the past 4 games, as they're 2-2 in that stretch, and they very well could be 4-0, because the losses they took were each very close games. So this is going to be another challenge for the Birds, and Jalen Hurts knows that very well.
Their entire team is playing well. You know, they're a really good football team. You know, they're a really good football team, playing fast, flying to the ball. The DBs are really good, you know, in the front seven. They create some disruption there, so, you know, you got to come out ready to play.
The Eagles are certainly going to have to be ready for all the challenges that the Panthers present. And again, like I talked about yesterday, one of the biggest challenges that they're going to have to deal with in this game is the second-year quarterback Bryce Young, as since taking back the starting job, he's played really well, and days ahead of the matchup with Carolina, multiple Eagles players praised the 2023 #1 overall pick for his skill set and what he's been doing, while also detailing the challenges that come with facing him.
Yeah, he throws the ball really well. You know, he can escape the pocket. You know, so we gotta try and contain him, and when he gets outside the pocket, we gotta stay on our coverage down the field. You know, and create tight windows. You know, he can put the ball really anywhere on the field from any hash. You know, so we got to be tight in coverage.
Man, that's my dog, man. Be a real good quarterback, man. He elusive. He everything you want, and he got a big arm, man. He can throw it all the way down the field. I know people talk about different things, but I'm only gonna talk about his attributes, man. He a really good quarterback. Man, we played him 2 years in a row at the SEC Championship, and that first time we played him, he sliced and diced us. So that's one of the things I'll never forget. So, man, he a really good quarterback, and he poised.
Again, the Eagles' defense is certainly going to be in for another test in facing Young. I mean, yeah, Philly obviously has the #1 defense in the league, and they're shutting down everybody no matter who it is. So, on paper, yes, this isn't a super difficult matchup, but you can't take anybody lightly in this league, and Young is a talented guy that has played really well recently, so the Birds' defense has got to be prepared for him. And obviously, one of the things that they're going to hope to do in this game to disrupt Young is just to get pressure on him and make him uncomfortable in the pocket. And the Eagles have done a pretty good job of getting to the quarterback ever since their defensive turnaround started after their bye week, and one of the reasons for that has been the emergence of Nolan Smith, as after a slow start to his career, he's turned into a really good all-around edge defender for the Birds defense, as not only has he been doing a good job getting after the quarterback, as he now has 4.5 sacks on the year, which is tied for 3rd on the team, but he also might just be the best run defending edge rusher the Birds have, and he just keeps getting better. And the scary thing is, with everything that's happened, Nolan now says that he has even more motivation to go out there and play well.
No, I don't feel no pressure. I feel more of a attack, or more of a do it for him. I know people thought in the Baltimore game I was playing at the end, but no, I was for real. Like, everything from now on we doing for BG, because I was once that senior that left out and I couldn't do nothing but cheer the guys on, and I know how that felt, and I don't never want that on nobody, because it really do hurt.
Man, you gotta love that. Like, it's clear how much BG means to all the guys in the locker room, and it's pretty clear that they're all trying to do it for him and win it for him at this point, especially with this possibly being his last season. And if this is in fact it for 55, then what a legendary career it was for him. And one that now includes a second straight Walter Payton Man of the Year nomination, which is just so special. And that leads me to what is kind of a big announcement. As in honor of BG, me and my girlfriend came up with these t-shirts right here, which personally, I think they look pretty amazing. And having it here in person, I can confidently say that it came out great, as not only does the design look good printed onto the shirt, but the quality of the shirt itself is also really nice, and when I put it on, it fits really well and it's super comfortable. So I'm just really excited about this, and once I get a couple things confirmed, I should be able to start selling these very soon. So you guys are going to be able to get your very own BG Legend t-shirts too, in a variety of colors, so stay tuned for that. But getting back to the Birds, obviously, as much as BG going down is motivation for the other guys, replacing his production is still no easy feat, and one of the guys being relied upon the most to step up in his absence is the rookie Jalyx Hunt. As with BG and Bryce Huff out, the rookie played 49% of the snaps against the Ravens this past week, and under the circumstances and what the expectations were for the rookie coming into the season, I'd say he did a pretty great job, and Nolan Smith had a similar assessment.
Oh man, Jalyx did amazing. Man, I just told him to go out there and play free and do what he do and take care of your job. And one thing about it, man, just play fast. You know, and I always tell him, boy, your mama watching. So you may not this and that, you may be like mistaken all that, but at the end of the day, man, your mama watching you. So what you gonna do when your mama watching? So you ain't gonna, half and do stuff halfway. You gonna go all the way. I hope you would do it.
I definitely think it's clear that both Hunt and Nolan play with a similar level of speed, energy, and intensity that is just so valuable. And again, all things considered, I think Hunt played pretty well in his increased role. However, defensive coordinator Vic Fangio seems to think that he still has a long way to go.
Some good, some not so good. Now he's at the point where he's got to improve and build on that. It's a process. The more you practice, the more you play, you get better, in spite of what Allen Iverson ever said. Okay? So, and some guys, personnel guys around the league, they think, hey, this guy can do it, just throw him in, and they expect him the finished product. You never have the finished product with a young player until they get enough practice time and playing time. So the key will be, how does he improve?
You gotta love the honesty from Fangio, as always, and this was to be expected. Like, Hunt still has a lot of developing to do, so it'll be interesting to watch him throughout the rest of this season to see how much better he can get. But again, I definitely think there were a lot of positive signs from what we saw against the Ravens. And speaking of positive signs, the Birds just got a big one of those leading up to their matchup with the Panthers, as it's looking more and more like they'll see the return of a key offensive weapon very soon. So we're going to talk about that and more in just a minute, but real quick, I do want to say, if you are enjoying this video and you don't want to miss any other Eagles coverage or content just like this coming throughout the rest of the season, then make sure you subscribe, and also really importantly, turn on those notifications so you're notified instantly when one of these videos is uploaded. Trust me, you guys are not going to want to miss any of the Eagles coverage or content I got coming on this channel. I cover the Birds pretty much daily here, so if you want to stay up to date on all the latest Eagles news, this is the spot. So again, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and also drop a like to show some support, because it really does help me out a ton. Let's see if we can get to 600 likes today. And now, with all that being said, let's get back into the video. So as I was saying, the Birds got some great news to start their week of practice, as after missing 2 straight games with a hamstring injury and being limited in the 2 practices that he did participate in last week, DeVonta Smith was at practice for the Birds on Wednesday, where he was officially listed as a full participant. So with that, it certainly seems like the Slim Reaper is on track to return this week, and judging by some comments from Jalen Hurts, it sounds like he cannot wait to get back out there.
Yeah, he knows. He knows his body. I know he's not a guy that misses, and I know it's pained him to have to sit out and watch. I know he's eager to, have everybody back together and go out there and play some ball.
It's certainly going to be awesome to get Smitty back, as of course we all know how much of a weapon he is and how much scarier he makes the Eagles offense, and his return surely is going to provide a big boost to the passing game, especially with Dallas Goedert all but confirmed out this week. And with the injury to Goedert likely keeping him out for several weeks, that obviously left the Birds super thin at tight end, as the only other healthy guy they had on the active roster was Grant Calcaterra. So on Wednesday, the Eagles made sure to address that by making a roster move to sign CJ Uzomah to the active roster, while also bringing Paris Campbell back to the practice squad, meaning Uzomah will be the primary backup tight end moving forward in the absence of Goedert. So hopefully he's able to step up in that role. And what's also interesting about this move is that with the injury to Ben Van Sumeren, the Eagles need somebody else to fill in at the fullback spot when they go to those packages. And yesterday I talked about how they just signed a fullback in Kari Blasingame to the practice squad, and he could possibly be a really good option at that spot. But if the Birds don't actually want to elevate him from the practice squad, then Uzomah would probably be the guy who fills in there. But we'll see how that all plays out as the week continues. And of course, I'm going to be continuing to cover all the Eagles news leading to their matchup with the Panthers, just as well as all the other news throughout the entire season. So again, if you don't want to miss any of that, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And also, again, while you're at it, make sure you drop a like to show some support, because it really does help me out a ton. Again, let's see if we can get to 600 likes today. And also, just leave a comment down below regarding anything that I talked about in this video. What do you guys think of these BG t-shirts? Let me know if you would actually buy one. Personally, again, I think they're pretty great, but you guys can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And also, if you want to watch another Eagles video going over some news from earlier in the week, you can check this out right here. And now with all that being said, that's pretty much all I got for this one, guys. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.